All right. Today is Monday, October 4th, and politics of last week and maybe this early week is still about Ukraine. Ukraine was taking back Liman, a city that in a Donbass area, and the way they took back Liman is the Ukraine army was encircling it and cornered Russian soldiers, so they all ran away in the middle of the night and left everything behind. So and some of them captured and some of them blown up into pieces as usual, because the Russian was it's not outnumbered but outgunned, outgunned. The reason is because the guns are very antique compared to a NATO supplied gun or weapon, which is more accurate targeting people or armored vehicle, compared to Russian that is randomly hitting only civilian. They cannot hit the military target somehow. Or maybe I just say it in an extreme way, which probably they hit some military, but not as much as Ukraine hit them and killed them, because they fight with the heart, because it's their own territory that was taken by Russian, and Russian soldier was sent there and they didn't really like it. So anyway, in this Democracy Now! Channel, so I can show you right now here. This is the channel, the Democracy Now! Channel. They were talking about how the West is poorly managed the war and wasteful, and these guys just basically try to be neutral. Amy Goodman and Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky is like he's a professor in Arizona State or something, and they highly regard this Noam Chomsky, which I think he's delusional. He's thinking about how the West was bad, poorly managed the war, which actually the West just tried to defend Ukraine, the defenseless country. So they not agree. They'd rather see Ukraine suffer, I guess. And Vijay also get into the discussion talking about how the West was wasteful and how the West was trying to burn fossil fuel in the war. But they're one-sided story. They're not talking about the Russian that's been keep bombing, keep hitting Ukraine with all kind of mass destruction, cluster bombs and all kind of bombs. They don't even talk about it. They just criticize the West. So basically, Democracy Now! Channel right here, it just try to give impression that they are so unbiased by slamming the West and not condemning Russia. So that's the politic of most neutral, quote unquote neutral news or neutral channel, which actually they're not neutral. And then also politics of today is Jacinda, Prime Minister of New Zealand, was slammed by the Time Magazine or Newsweek. Basically, she want to have a normal world. The world right now is not normal because so many radicals and talking bad about everybody, And Jacinda just want to be like business as usual. Let's tame down the temperatures, But most right-wing people or the radical people, they want a free speech as it's free to hit anybody, to spread lies, to theorize the world as a bad place to be, you know. And she's not advocating them, and she instead want to have a cooperation in the United Nations about building a better world, which they refuse. They want the world as chaos as it is, by using excuse of free speech. And then another news is about Donald Trump still trying to get indicted, and now he's going after McConnell, or the Senate, the Republican Senate leaders. McConnell basically was slammed by Donald Trump and threatened him in a really violent way, which I could not say here. And also he racially labeling, name calling his wife. As you know, the McConnell wife is Chinese descent, you know, so it doesn't have to be that way, but it is what it is. This is what Jacinda Ardent is trying to fight, or try to normalize the world for not having any of those. She tried to rile up the United Nations to be stand together against all of these radical speeches. And then the other one is that inflation in Britain and is about 9, I think. Yeah, it's around 9 to 10%. And the worst is Turkey. Turkey is about 86% inflation, and it's pretty bad. They are worried that they can't eat or something, but I'm sure not all, just the poor people. You know, the middle class and poor people is always be the victim. And the rich get richer, the poor get poor. Well, luckily, the elite people in the US, they're not getting richer this time. It's probably because the tax for the rich, 15% no matter what, by Joe Biden, which they don't like. So then they also push the brake on their investment, their spending, because stock market, as we all know, is tanked. It went down pretty bad. All right, that's Politic of the day, of the week. See you next week.